Ever wondered how billionaires pay less tax than the average worker? Today we're breaking down the strategies the rich use to reduce their taxes. All perfectly legal, of course. It's not magic, it's money, laws written by people with money, and the kind of smart planning that involves more loopholes than a Swiss cheese factory. Now you might be thinking, but John, Talib, isn't this, wrong? And look, it's a fair point. But before we start sharpening our pitchforks and heading for the Hamptons, let's try and understand how this whole system works. So buckle up, grab your tax returns, and maybe a stiff drink, and let's dive into the wonderful world of legal tax avoidance. Alright folks, first things first, we need to understand the fundamental difference between how the average Joe earns money and how the obscenely wealthy do. See, most of us, we earn income. Salaries, wages, tips from that barista gig you're rocking to make ends meet. The kind of money that the government takes a nice, hefty chunk out of before you even see it. But the super rich? They don't earn money like us plebs. They build wealth. And why does this distinction matter? Because, dear viewers, income gets taxed much, much higher than wealth. Capital gains, my friends, that's the name of the game. Now, on to our next bit of financial wizardry, because it wouldn't be a proper How the Rich Avoid Taxes show without discussing the fine art of borrowing money. But not just any borrowing, mind you. This is next-level, billionaire-grade borrowing. See, when you or I need cash, we might dip into savings or take out a loan with an interest rate that would make a loan shark blush. But billionaires? They're not selling anything. Instead, they borrow against their assets. This way they get the cash they need without triggering a taxable event. And the best part? Loan interest is often tax deductible. That's right, they're essentially getting a tax break for being rich enough to borrow millions. Chapter 3. Real estate and depreciation. Because nothing says financial responsibility like a tax break on your third vacation home. Real estate. The playground of the rich and famous where money goes to multiply and taxes fear to tread. Now when I say real estate, I'm not talking about your charming two-bedroom bungalow. For the ultra-wealthy, real estate isn't just a place to live. It's a tax haven disguised as a luxury property portfolio. They buy property, rent it out at exorbitant prices to us mere mortals, and then claim depreciation. Depreciation, you ask? Well, it's a beautiful little tax write-off that allows them to reduce their taxable income, even if the property is skyrocketing in value. And don't even get me started on the 1031 exchange. Chapter 4. Trusts and tax havens, where money goes to hide, and probably learns to speak fluent Swiss. Now, for the grand finale, the piece de resistance of tax avoidance strategies, we're diving into the world of trusts and tax havens. Buckle up, kids, because this is where things get really shady, or should I say, legally ambiguous. Imagine setting up a trust fund for your children. Sounds nice, right? Well, the ultra-rich take it to a whole new level. They use trusts to transfer their massive fortunes to their heirs without getting hit with those pesky estate taxes. And then there are tax havens. Think Cayman Islands, Switzerland, Delaware. Yes, apparently, Delaware is a tax haven now. Outro: the rich don't break the tax system, they bend it, and sometimes they just hire someone to carry it for them. So there you have it, folks. The not-so-secret world of how the ultra-wealthy legally avoid paying their fair share of taxes. They don't break the law. They understand it better than most. They hire armies of accountants, lawyers, and financial advisors who can smell a loophole from a mile away. The system, as it currently stands, is rigged in their favor. So, the question remains, should the tax system change, or are the rich just playing the game better than everyone else? Hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know what you think in the comments below.